Pamela. She's been known to bend the truth. Every girl has skipped PE for her period even when it's a sport they normally enjoy playing. The gym periods that covered sports you played competitively were insufferable. TBF, if I was good enough to play a sport at a collegiate level, I would not want to play that sport in gym class. Misa Verde. Wisa wanna open a new branch, Okide. Isa gets to be a lawyer. The Acolyte cost a staggering $670,000 per minute of footage and garnered over 1 billion less minutes watched than every other Star Wars show. How is anyone surprised it was cancelled? Kind of wondering what $671,641 per minute looks like when actually broken down. With shows like Wednesday doing 16 billion in a couple weeks and costing 40 million, I'm surprised all the Star Wars shows without plans to become movies with good merch options haven't been cancelled. Anything below 10 billion a season needs to be looked at for the cost of these things. The fact that Kenobi had the smallest budget out of all these shows says a lot. How did a relatively inexperienced showrunner get a budget bigger than any other Star Wars show besides Ender? And not only that, the show didn't star any pre-existing popular characters like Ashoka or Kenobi. That's just wild to me. 1 billion less minutes watched than other shows is fucking insane. Loudly crying face, loudly crying face. You have no idea how high I can fly and he did it? Goat Michael Scott. Jimbo was happy he didn't have to give a rundown anymore. Amazing moment. I also loved the moment the scales fell from Michael's eyes when Packer dissed Holly. I love this moment where finally Michael comes out on top, and Jim is a beneficiary of it. I love any episodes where Jim, Michael, and Dwight work together on something. Their dynamic / scenes are always such gold, rolling on the floor laughing, and it's a feel-good moment when they come out on top. But honestly, I wouldn't say they came out on top during Branch Wars, ahaha. Most of us would probably hate Harry if we went to Hogwarts. If I were a Hogwarts student, I doubt I'd take much notice of him beyond "yay, Potter has done it again," and carry on with mundane student life. If you were a random student at Hogwarts, you wouldn't really know Harry's financial status, the circumstances around how he got his brooms, him sneaking around, any time he's gotten out of a punishment, etc. Well, that's interesting. And here I was, thinking it was perfectly obvious that Obi-Wan reacted to his name that way because he hadn't used it in 20 years. I'm so glad they didn't do that. That 90s show cancelled by Netflix. The writing was pretty much on the wall after Part 2 debuted June 27th, only cracking the Netflix top 10 once, in its first full week of release, with 1.8 views. Okay, I guess 1.8 views is a little low. I just want to throw out that a few more dollars spent advertising release dates might help getting people to watch. I had no idea Part 3 dropped until it showed up on the new release list. I watched and enjoyed it. Was even excited to see the resolution of the last episode. It is almost as bad as My Name is Earl ending. Nothing will reach the peak that 70s show popularity. Jack Veal, who played Kid Loki in Loki, reveals that he is currently homeless after suffering physical and emotional abuse from his family. 11 minutes ago he just uploaded that he got a call from social services for a meeting tomorrow about getting him into foster care and support accommodations. This is the first time social services have called him about a meeting, so he's feeling more upbeat. He might actually have some hope. And help from TikTok viewers has gotten him a couch surfing situation at a friend's place. So he's a little better now. I'm certain this only has to teach the attention of any of the big Marvel actors to help this kid out. I hope so at least. My tinfoil conspiracy theory. Thrice, because of the zombie worms things. First one was an excellent test run as they weren't firing to kill. Just stun. Which is fitting when compared to her training against the clones during Tales of the Jedi. It also tested to ensure that not only would the clones not off her, but that she could survive without the order. More than twice if you count the worm parasites and her training in Tales of the Jedi. Emmy's producers apologize for playing off John Oliver's speech, "We did not know that the dog had passed." Having seen his reaction, I think he was okay joking about it. It was a darkly funny mishap and he played it well. He jokingly got pissed at them for not playing him off at the Emmys back in 16 or 17 I think. I think OL Johnny O is gonna be okay. This guy has more on-screen Force user kills than anyone else in the franchise. Only because George Lucas didn't have the heart to show Anakin killing all the younglings. He made those Jedi look like they got their Jedi degrees from an online university. Indara killed a room full of witches by breaking their Force possession. I think that counts as both Force users and on-screen. Shame we'll never see him again. Was one of the best parts of the show alongside Soul. The Fantastic Four, First Steps official teaser. OMG, they made Galactus with the helmet and everything. I love that there's all this futuristic tech and Reed still does his equations on a chalkboard. Such a perfect vibe for this world. If nothing else, I absolutely adore the look of this film. The production choices are so on point, it was such a good decision to go with 60s retro futurism, and the color palette is gorgeous. Very much looking forward to this one. I'm excited. This teaser nails the vibe. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 sells million copies day after release. Just for reference, KCD1 sold 500k copies in 2 days, and 2 million in its first year. KCD2 sold 1 million in a day, so twice as much in half the time. Good step up for Warhorse Studios. Warhorse killed it. They delivered exactly what they promised, more of Kingdom Come but properly realized to its potential. It's the best medieval sim there is. Well done. They seemed extremely confident with the game they've made, with how much they were putting out on display for this game. And it damn well shows exactly why. Amazing work, a win for everyone involved, and yet another display that love and care in game creation will make it succeed. It would have sold 3 times as much with shared world features, said the EA executive. Palpatine vs Mace Windu original test footage for Episode 3. I love that Palp's style looks fundamentally different than the Jedi we've seen duel. Every parry seems to blend into a cut. It's lovely. It always feels like all the cut content would have actually made the film significantly better. So, Palps wasn't sandbagging against Mace. Mace legit whopped his ass. Looks sick. What we got instead was kinda lame minus that jump. Like and subscribe.